Okay, I'm going to do another Blaze Foley song called Our Little Town. Couple observations. The material that I had to work with was a bit slim. I did one off a live record, and Blaze seemed a little loose on that one. It was hard to transcribe. Harmonies were killer. Singing was great. But guitar was a little tough to dig into. So I went into some archival footage of Towns playing Blaze playing in a hotel room somewhere in Texas in the 1980s, and transcribed what he was doing there. So kind of used the live version and that Texas videotape to compile for you an arrangement, my friends. He seemed a little more lucid in the Texas hotel room, and so I was able to get a little bit more guitar material. So anyway, a long, sad tune by request. I'm just here to make you guys happy. By request from nations far and wide: Canada, Denmark, Uruguay, Samoan Islands. Everybody loves this song all over the world. So here it is. I'm going to run through it, then we're going to break it down. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I watch the sun come up today. The wind swept all the clouds away. Sky did turn from gray to blue as my thoughts did turn to you. The birds sang songs we used to sing. Memories of you to bring. Soft and sweet and clear and high. The day is slowly passing by. Tonight I'll be alone and blue, with empty arms that long for you. I only hear the lonesome sound since you left our little town. is all you had to say. Not a word comes through here about you. And soon my heart will break in two. Another night alone and blue, with empty arms that long for you. I only hear the lonesome sound since you left our little town. Since you left our little town.
Jeffrey, bravo, that is a good rendition of the hotel performance. It is very interesting that you do that, because when I go to hotel room, nobody ever duplicates what I do there. I go in, I unpack bags, check behind bed, make sure there are no bugs. I take out my Bubskin sauerkraut, maybe watch a little bit of Entertainment Tonight with John Tesh, but no one ever puts this in video and says, how amazing.
Okay, let's break this down, and what we're doing is more of a classical kind of picking pattern, kind of mixed with, I don't know, Travis picking, or kind of what maybe Blaze came up with himself. And what we're using is our 4 fingers, right? So we're using a 4-finger style instead of 3 like we usually do. So I'll refer to my right hand as thumb, index is 1, middle is 2, ring is 3, okay? And throughout this entire piece, my right hand, my thumb is taking care of string 6, 5, and 4. And my index is taking care of string 3, my middle finger is taking care of string 2, and my ring finger is always taking care of string 1, right? So those are the assignments. So when I'm explaining this, I'll only explain where the thumb is, I'm only going to explain which string the thumb is playing. Otherwise, if I'm talking about 1 or index, it's always going to be on string 3. If I'm talking about 2 or middle, it's always going to be on string 2. Ring, the same thing. It's always going to be on string 1, right? So that way we'll be able to move through this a little quicker, and you won't get bogged down in the details. So we start off with this intro, and I stole this intro from the hotel room session, right? The live version one got a little rambling and maybe not coherent, at least as far as what I could tell. Perhaps Mr. Foley was having a few Millers that night. I don't know what was going on, but I like this one better. The one where he talks about his sleep habits. He's like, I get so tired that I can't stay up anymore and I have to fall asleep. So it's that video, if you know what I'm talking about. That's what I do too. If I get too tired, I just go to sleep. So anyway, what are we talking about here? Intro, I'm grabbing this E chord. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this kind of classical pattern, and I'm going to call this the old standard pattern over the E. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm going thumb on string 6, thumb on string 4, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb on string 4, right? So that's my assignments there for that first measure. And if I put it together, thumb, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Again, thumb, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that pattern right there. Oops. There it is. That's our basis for the entire tune, right? We're doing some kind of variation off of that. So that's our E pattern. And then when we go to B7, we're going to start off our thumb and our right hand on string 5, and it's going to go string 5, 4. Then I have in my right hand 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay? So thumb, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 2. And then I'm going to do that little hammer-on phrase at the end where I'm plucking string 6 with my thumb, and with my middle finger in my left hand, I'm hammering onto the 2nd fret on that low string. Then my thumb grabs string 4. Right, so my B7 shape is all intact, except my thumb is coming up to this low string. Okay? Then I'm going to go back to my E, where I have this phrase. Right, so it's kind of half of the old standard, thumb on string 6, then thumb to string 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, and then I have this little 16th note rhythm, where quickly I'm going thumb string 6, middle, thumb string 4. Right, so put that together. Right, so that's your third measure. And then I'm going to go back to my old standard E. Okay, so that's our whole intro there. Starts off 3 and 4 and. Okay, so a nice little intro to get us started. And so now we're going to go to the verse, and we're going to start off with that old standard E picking pattern. Thumb, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, thumb. And then a B7, and we're going to do about the same thing, where we're going thumb on string 5, then 4, index on string 3, then middle, ring, middle, index, thumb on string 4, right? So thumb, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, thumb. Okay, good. Now back to our E, and we're going to do about half of that old standard where we're going thumb on string 6, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 2. Now I have this little strange, not that strange. This kind of 16th note phrase at the end where I'm going thumb on string 6, middle finger on string 2, and then I'm pinching with my thumb and my index on strings 3 and 4. And I'm going to put my pinky down on the 2nd fret in my left hand, and I'm going to pull off my pinky. So I'm pinching that. String 3 and 4 with the E still intact, but with the pinky down, and I'm pulling off that pinky after I pinch those 2 strings in my right hand, my thumb and index. Okay, so sounds like. That was a little cleaner. So kind of a nice little ornament, if you will, on that E to do that sus with your pinky, right? An E sus 4 really quickly. And then we're back to our old standard E. Okay? So that's our first 4 measures of the verse. Now we're going to start off the same way. E, old standard, B7, old standard, same as the second measure of our verse. And then back to another just regular E, standard position there, or standard picking pattern there, old standard, that's what I like to call it, to E7. And so what I'm doing here, this eighth measure of the verse, is I'm getting rid of my ring finger and I'm putting my pinky all in my left hand on the 3rd fret B string, and I'm going to go in my left hand, thumb on string 6, string 4 with my thumb, and then 1, 2, 3, 2. And then I have this little 16th note, 4th beat. Okay, and that last bit I'm going to go thumb, middle, thumb. Thumb on string 6, middle, thumb on string 4. Put that together, I have. Okay, there you go. Alright, so I'm going to play these 4 measures. So that's the second 4 measures of your verse. Now we're going to go to our A chord, and I'm barring my A like this in my left hand, across strings 2, 3, and 4, 2nd fret, but you can grab your A however you do. And what I'm doing is I'm grabbing in my right hand, thumb on string 5, 4, then middle, index. So those are the first 4 notes, thumb, thumb, middle, index, or thumb, thumb, 2, 1. Then I'm going to walk down the string set, 3, 2, 1, thumb. And then I'm going to do that again. Okay, then back to our old standard E. 2 measures. Okay, so that's pretty easy peasy there. So let's do those 4 measures. 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to do 2 measures of B7, just like we've been doing. Old standard, B7. Now we've got this measure of E that we've seen before with that little sus4 at the end where we're going thumb, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 2, thumb, 2, pinch, right? Okay. Now this last measure is a little variation on old standard of the verse here, and we're going to kind of reverse it. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, thumb, thumb, 2, 1, thumb. Okay? So that's kind of weird at first, but it makes sense once you start playing it a bit. So again, just over an E chord, calling out my right hand, 3, 2, 1, thumb, thumb, 2, 1, thumb. Okay? Last 4 measures of the verse sound like this. Pretty, pretty. Alright, so now we're going to go into that chorus. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, so as we enter this chorus, we're going to do the same thing we did over the first time the A showed up. So we'll call this the old standard A pattern, which was thumb on string 5, thumb on string 4, middle, index, ring, middle, index, thumb. Or thumb, thumb, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, thumb. Just over an A chord, calling out the right hand. And then we're going to do another measure of that. Okay, so 2 measures of A there. Then we have a slight variation that we haven't seen before on the E. putting that sus back in there with our pinky, but we're doing it in a little bit different way, rhythmically. So I start off thumb on string 6, thumb on string 4, then 1, 2, 3, 2, then thumb middle, then index, and that last index in my right hand, I'm going to put my pinky down on the 2nd fret in front of my index finger on the G string. So and note that rhythm, 40 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 40 and, okay? Now I'm going to do that reverse pattern with a slight variation where I'm going 3, 2, 1, thumb, thumb, middle, 1 thumb. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, thumb, thumb, middle, 1 thumb. Okay? Now if I do that in context. Okay, so it's got that kind of syncopated last 2 16th notes on the 1 thumb. Good. So here's our second set of chorus chords, right? So second 4 measures. Here we go. 3, 4. Okay, good. Now I'm going to go back to my old standard A pattern. 2 measures, and then I'm going to go back to this E sus pattern that we just saw. So thumb, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 2, thumb 2 index, right? And getting in that sus with my pinky in my left hand. Okay? Then I'm going to do that same reverse as I saw last time with the little syncopated 16th notes at the end. Right. Okay. Right, so put that together. Really, it's the same thing as the last 4 measures, right? Same exact thing. Okay, so now we're going to finish off the chorus, 2 measures of the old standard B7 pattern. Measure the old standard E pattern. Okay. Then I'm going thumb 1, 2, 1, thumb on string 4, thumb, index, index, right? So this is kind of a weird, something we haven't seen before, weird variation as far as getting into the next solo section. Okay, so here we are, we're going thumb, 1, middle, 1, thumb's got to alternate to string 4 here, right? It's a little awkward. And then thumb, so let's try just those 5 notes. Thumb, 1, 2, 1, thumb, thumb, 1, 2, 1, thumb, then thumb again. And then I'm going to grab index on string 3. I'm going to put this sus down in my left hand and then get rid of it and then play that index finger again, just with my index down like a normal E chord. So, okay. So there you go. There's your last set of 4 measures in the chorus. Okay, cool. All right, so now let's look at this solo. Okay, let's break this solo down, and Blaze is just playing over the verse chords, over that same progression, but it's not the same as what he's doing over the verse. He's kind of improvising over the form a little bit, which is cool. So we're starting off with this measure of E, and it sounds like this. I'm just looping it. right? So he's kind of using the thumb a lot more. And so what we're doing in that first measure of the solo is we're pinching strings 1 and 6 with my thumb and ring finger. And then I'm going thumb on string 6, alternating to string 4, then thumb on string 6, middle, then I have this little 16th note phrase, thumb, 1 thumb, right? Okay, so I have pinch, thumb, 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 middle, thumb, 1 thumb. Okay, so that's our first measure, that E chord. And then I'm going to do a little slight variation over this B7. Actually, yeah, little variation. And what we're doing is thumb, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, hammer on thumb. Okay, so again, thumb starting at string 5, starting at string 5, B7, thumb, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, wait a minute, thumb, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. As far as my finger assignments, I'm going to do that same hammer-on you saw in the intro. Right. Then back to our E chord. And now I've got kind of a new variation over this E2, where I'm going thumb on string 6, then 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. Then I get my sus intact in my left hand, that pinky down. I'm going to quickly go thumb, 1, 2, right? Thumb on string 6. So I have. Okay. Now I'm going back to my E and I'm doing this, or staying on my E rather. Okay. So pinching strings 1 and 6 again. Ring and thumb, then 1 thumb on string 4, then thumb middle, then quickly thumb 1 thumb. So, okay, so first 4 measures of that solo, 3, 4. Nice loping feel here, kind of getting out of that classical pattern a bit and more into maybe a Travis picking kind of thing. So then I'm going to start off again and I'm going to do the same exact measure as we just did over that E. Pinch, 1 thumb, thumb, 2 thumb, 1 thumb. Okay. And then we're going to do this variation that we saw on the B7 on the second measure of this solo. Okay. And now we have this slightly different E measure. Thumb, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, thumb, 1. Okay, so my thumb starts on string 6, and then 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, thumb goes to string 4, 1. Okay? Now we're doing our E7. We're going to do this slightly different than we saw in the verse 2. And so I'm keeping my E shape intact. I'm not getting rid of my ring finger, but I'm going to put my pinky on the 3rd fret on the B string. And I'm going to pinch thumb middle on strings 2 and 6. Right? So I pinch there, thumb and middle, then thumb on string 4, then 1, 2, 3 thumb. So that's our measure there. Okay, so our second set of 4 measures sounds like this. Cool. Then we have our A, just like we saw in the verse. Thumb, 1. Different. I'm sorry. It's different. Just a little bit. So we're going to start off that A chord, thumb on string 5, then thumb on string 4, index on 3, thumb on 4, then 3, 2, 1, thumb. Okay? Now, here's my favorite lick of the whole piece. Okay, so it gets into a strange mode there known as Lydian. Okay, sharp 4's that puppy, goes into a slightly different universe just for a millisecond and then back in. Kind of like the woods between the worlds in the Narnia book. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, right? So what he's doing here is we're grabbing this A chord, and you can grab it this way, however you grab your A chord, but you gotta find a way to grab the 4th fret on strings 2 and 3 barred up. So you could reach your pinky out if that works for you. I can do it better if I'm barred on the original A shape. So what I'm doing is I'm starting in this A shape. I don't really let go of it. And I'm going thumb on string 5, index, middle, ring, or 1, 2, 3. Then my pinky bars strings 2 and 3 on the 4th fret, and I'm going to go middle index, or 2, 1. And then I pinch strings 4 and 6, which is weird. So let's see. Okay, so that's what we're doing to start. Okay, so after you pinch strings 2 and 3 at the 4th fret, you're pinching strings 6 and 4 with your thumb and your index. Then you let go of your pinky and you're going to grab strings 2 and 3 middle index. Okay? Very cool. Very individual kind of riff. If there was one riff to maybe explain the nature of Blaze Foley, I think that would be a good one. That'd be a good one, if you know what I'm talking about. That's the essence of Blaze Lick. Essence of Blaze. Okay? Sounds like a cologne or something. Alright. So after those 2 measures of A with the essence of Blaze Lick, you're getting back into E. And really you're just doing all thumbs pretty much here. Where you're going thumb, 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 middle, thumb, thumb. Right? Just alternating strings 6 and 4. String 6, 6, 4, 6, middle, 6, 4. Okay, now you've got another kind of weird variation where you're going still on the E, thumb 1, 2, thumb on string 4, then thumb middle, then this quick 16th note pattern, thumb 1, thumb. Okay, so here's your third set of 4 measures. Cool. Now here's our last set of 4 measures, or last 4 measures of the verse and the solo, almost done. And we're going to do this same measure that we've been seeing in here of the B7. Thumb 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, hammer on thumb, right? And do it twice. That's a little better. So twice. Back to your E chord, and we have this phrase. Thumb 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, thumb. Yep, thumb 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, thumb on string 4. The 4 measure. Thumb, 1, 2, thumb, 3, 2, 1, thumb. Right, here's just that last measure. Okay, so put that together. Last 4 sounds like this. 3, 4. Okay, there you go. That's your whole solo there. Okay, so do you have to play it exactly like that? Probably not. I mean, if you wanted to, you could. But remember, I'm just recreating a moment in time. I'm like that band, the Dead Orchestra or whatever, that'll play a show from Winterland, February 18th of 1974. So you don't have to do it verbatim. Basically, if you wanted to just kind of riff over the verse, just like Blaze is doing, you could do that. Or you could just play the simplified verse that you learned in the beginning of this lesson. Right? So the world is your oyster. You don't have to do it the same. Those are just some good ideas that you could kind of mix and match. Anyway, enjoyed doing this one. Another Blaze tune. Check out Clay Pigeons on the website if you haven't. If you're a fan of this tune, you'll probably like that one as well. And all right, everybody, thank you so much. Good suggestions. And see you in the next video.